the ground shake.
Good day everybody, my name is Awesomecrunch and welcome back to another Subnautica information video. Now this one is an important one, so please lend me your ears, not in that fashion because I'm not that kind of organ donor, where I receive them. So this video is basically, I've done my own research on this and I've actually found out, as you've probably read from the title, that the sea dragon Leviathan is actually not replacing the Sea Emperor, which is what a lot of people are thinking. A lot of people are thinking that they've given up on the Sea Emperor and that the Sea Dragon Leviathan is going to replace it, but that's not the case. They're both going to be in it. The Sea Emperor is going to be bigger than the Sea Dragon Leviathan, but they're both going to be huge, and they're both going to be in the game. So we're going to have two gigantic creatures. Now, I will show you my evidence for this theory that I have. Well, it's not a theory because it's fact, but I'll show you my evidence that I have, and you can decide by yourself and have a discussion in the comments about how you think this is going to pan out. So, this first picture is of the Sea Dragon Leviathan animations. Now, I will put all links to all of my evidence and sources and stuff in the description below, so you can all check it out yourself. It's all real and stuff. So these are just so a few pictures from the animations that have been released from the Trello board. So you can see this one is a picture, I think, of it launching itself into a swim, like a kind of push to start itself going and swimming. The next one is the attack. No, it's the flinch. So that is the flinch. So that will be what happens when you attack it or knife it or whatever. There is, interestingly, for the Sea Dragon Leviathan, a death animation, which I find quite peculiar, as you can see in this list of all of the animations for it. It's kind of confusing and it's half the box, but that's all you can see from the screen. You can also tell from this picture here that it's actually doing a dolphin kind of swim. It can actually do a dolphin swim, and it can also use its hands to pull itself along, so it has two different methods of swimming. It has a dolphin swim, and it also has the push off and use hands and use the tentacles to push yourself along, but it does also have that dolphin swim, which is really, really cool. And I will point out some similarities between the Emperor and the Sea Dragon, because there are quite a lot. And here we are with this picture. This is a swipe, very aristocrat kind of looking, oh, peasant, go away, just kind of like slaps him away. That's what it looks like. It's just a kind of little slap. There's also a shove as well, a front shove, same with the Emperor as well. So yeah, there's quite a few different types of attack, and this one is just the bite. So it's just a big open mouth, just really big bite. And this is the picture of the concept art, and you can see how big the Sea Dragon Leviathan is going to be compared to the player. It's pretty gigantic. And then let's move on to the Sea Emperor. And the Sea Emperor has another push to swim version. So the tentacles go out. They go out quite much further actually than the Sea Dragon. So he obviously has longer tentacles, I think. Then the Sea Emperor also has the aristocratic swipe to the left and the swipe to the right as well, obviously, but it looks much more funny on the warper. There's a warper animation with it, and it just looks like, oh my god, you peasant, because it's like perfectly upright and stuff. It looks great. And the Sea Emperor can also do the dolphin swim, so they're very similar. So I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out that they're kind of descendants, like as in species, the same kind of species. I'm not entirely sure, but they seem to be some kind of descendants from the evolutionary tree of each other. But of course the Sea Emperor is the overlord. And then here's a picture of the Sea Emperor again doing his push off, but it's nice because the tentacles kind of swerve around a little bit like a little tornado thing. And this is the list of the actual animations on the video. So again, it's only half of it, but they're all the animations that there are. Then I found this. I went on the video for the Sea Dragon animation, so if you go on it, you will actually find this comment, and it's a conversation with a guy called Louis Karim. I don't know how he'd want that. I think it's Louis Karim. And I asked him, okay, so is this replacing the Sea Emperor Leviathan? And if so, will he be the same size as the Sea Emperor was going to be? I think this guy is cooler but I hope he's really big like the Emperor was going to be. Because I think that the Sea Dragon Leviathan does look more cool, but I think when they're big, when the Sea Emperor is bigger, I think it's going to look even more cool, so I don't know. Then he replied saying, both are still in the game, that's the important bit, they are both going to still be in the game, and although they look similar, they fill different roles, meaning that possibly they will both be a part of the story in the game. And yes, this guy is huge as well, so yes, another tick towards it being gigantic. So I put nice, I thought, because on the Trello board about the Sea Dragon rig, it says it's a reskin and modification to the Sea Emperor, because that's what it says. So a lot of people thought that it was just going to replace it, it wasn't going to exist, but it turns out it is going to exist. It will be great with all of them in. And he said, yep, the reskin is just because they look similar. So the Emperor's rig, which is I think what they use just for animations and stuff, like the skeletal structure of it, I'm not entirely sure, was used as a basis for the dragon. So that's why they both have the same kind of similar animations and stuff like that, because they use the same base model. And I also found this piece of information on the wiki for the Sea Emperor, and it says that the Sea Emperor is expected to be peaceful or defensive once it is implemented and have a role in the story of the game. So it's going to be peaceful and defensive. Well, it'll probably be defensive more than peaceful. So that means that it's probably intelligent. I think that's probably hinting towards it, because most animals that size would just gulp you up. Although saying that, blue whales and sperm whales and animals like that, they don't gulp up humans, do they? Unless you get in their mouth. I'm not entirely sure. But that's interesting. I always thought he was going to be really aggressive, so maybe the Sea Dragon will be aggressive. But the Sea Emperor is going to be peaceful and defensive, which is kind of cool, because he would be overpowered massively if he was actually really, really aggressive. Like, as soon as you saw him, he'd attack you. I think that would be a bit overpowered. So I'm kind of glad about that. And yeah, there's the picture for the concept art for the Emperor Leviathan, and you can tell it's pretty freaking huge. It's gigantic compared to the player, although from the concept art, actually, the Sea Dragon Leviathan actually looks much bigger. Do you agree? I think the Sea Dragon Leviathan looks much bigger in the concept art, because the player looks much smaller. I don't know. But anyway, the Sea Emperor will be bigger, so I think maybe the concept art is out of scale slightly. But here's an idea of what the Sea Emperor will sound like, and it's pretty freaky, so get ready. Yep, that is from the Subnautica trailer, the official Subnautica Early Access trailer. It's an amazing trailer, by the way, probably the best trailer for an Early Access game, if not any game I've ever seen. It's an amazing trailer, so go check that out. That noise is terrifying, especially coming from something that size. It's going to be scary. No noises for the Dragon Leviathan yet, but I'm sure we'll receive some in the future. So that's pretty much all this video was. But thank you for coming along with me on this little adventure of research. And so yeah, now you have their answer. Both of the Sea Dragon and the Sea Emperor will both be in the game, and they're both going to be bloody gigantic. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. If you're liking the series of Subnautica, then give it a like. If you're feeling really generous, subscribe. But until the next one, I will see you guys in the next one. Ta-ra, my friends. So this is the Skull High Poly. Don't know if I said that right. High Poly. I don't know. This is, I'm pretty sure, the skull where that thing comes out. Let's have a look. Here, you see that? It's got those two fangs. It's absolutely gigantic.